fact, let me actually begin with Mr. Siddharth Sharma of the Aam Aadmi Party, since Aam Aadmi Party very reluctantly joins us on this debate. Siddharth, I'll begin with you. Very good evening to you. I'd like to understand what made Aam Aadmi Party so readily agree to this entire pitch of Uniform Civil Code that's been launched by the Prime Minister while he was in Bhopal, as opposed to the other of your opposition peers really thinking, waiting for giving their opinions. What did Aam Aadmi Party really see as far as UCC is concerned to go ahead and openly support it?
Yeah, well, Griha, thank you very much for a very unique kind of introduction that you gave me. I'm absolutely not a reluctant person. Anyway, coming to the point, I think what yesterday happened was Aam Aadmi Party today has not supported any individual or the Prime Minister. We'll have to understand that 140 crore people of India are governed by a constitution since the last 75 years, in which Article 44 clearly states that Uniform Civil Code is a desirable fact. So Aam Aadmi Party is essentially standing by the Constitution of India. Another reason being, since its foundation day in 2012, if you see Aam Aadmi Party's constitution and its genesis also, we have adopted the constitution's preamble as our Aam Aadmi Party's constitution. So Aam Aadmi Party has been very consistent that since Article 44 in the Constitution of India speaks about Uniform Civil Code, we are supporting the Constitution of India. Now the point is, since you have I think you very rightly made a point that there is so much diversity in India that we need some kind of reconciliation. That is the point that we are trying to make, that this Uniform Civil Code, can it be brought by a declaration done by any person, howsoever popular or powerful he is, or can it be brought with a proper consultation of 140 crore people? Because India is a very unique country, very diverse country. In fact, I don't know whether the BJP spokesperson is there in this panel or not.
Yes.
Then my simple question is, there is an Article 44 in India and there is an Article 334 in India. Article 334 gives certain special privileges to certain people in India, and Article 44 speaks about Uniform Civil Code. How do you reconcile between the two? Because between the two, there is a huge contradiction. I think the BJP, since the BJP is in the government, they will answer it. Second question that I would like to ask through you to the BJP is, BJP has been in power since 2014 in India. It's been 9 years. Why didn't the Modi government bring a Uniform Civil Code till now? Third point, in 2018, the 21st Law Commission under the Modi government itself came up with a report on the Uniform Civil Code. This is a Law Commission report which has come under Modi government's regime. So what does that report say about the Uniform Civil Code? So I think the government of India's representative will throw a certain light on it. As far as Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, we are very clear that we are not supporting any party here. We are supporting the Constitution of India. And Article 44 clearly states that Uniform Civil Code is a desirable thing, and we support the Constitution of India.
Okay, all right. So thank you so much for asking questions on my behalf. But let me actually bring in Anil Antony now. Let me bring in Anil Antony of the BJP. Anil, apart from these questions that the Aam Aadmi Party is raising, they also make that one point that why did the BJP take 9 years to go ahead and speak about the UCC, leave aside at least implementing that. I'd like to understand from you, why is there a hurry, especially ahead of 2024 elections, for the Prime Minister to not just speak about the Uniform Civil Code, but also claim implementation before the general elections 2024? Is it not going to unsettle many who are the legit stakeholders when it is about Uniform Civil Code and the decisions and observations that need to be made and the views need to be taken?
Thank you. Yesterday, while the Honorable Prime Minister was addressing a crowd in Bhopal, put forward to our citizens some very important thoughts to ponder upon. Where in the world do you actually have a scenario where multiple citizens of the same country, multiple people have different set of personal laws, code of personal laws that are more aligned to religion than the Constitution? This was the main point. We are a democracy, we are a republic, we are a secular democratic republic, which is guided by the Constitution of India. And as everybody here are aware, the Article 44 of the Directive Principles of State Policy, the Part 4 of the Constitution, very clearly, it is the guiding principles of governance for every government. And it very clearly says that a uniform civil code should be endeavored by every government. And this was what the Prime Minister was also suggesting yesterday, which is a thought which many, including the founding fathers of our constitution, including Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, shared very similar.
You know, Anil, I'm sorry for interjecting, but I'd like to understand this one thing, that endeavor to achieve it and going ahead and forcing the implementation. That's how it is being projected and perceived by various other political parties, the opposition specifically.
Yes, I will
how does the BJP plan to counter that? Yes.
So sadly, like, there is no question, like, this is all misinformation, and these are all misunderstandings that certain political parties, especially certain opposition parties, are trying to create among the public. When certain political parties that are reliant on, which consider certain minorities as vote banks, especially those who consider as Muslims as vote banks, they are trying to raise confusion and they are trying to incite fear among our public by raising facts which are not true. The 22nd Law Commission, has very clearly, in the most transparent of manners, have asked various sections of our society, including every religious organizations, to give their views within the next 30 days. There is a process that is followed, which is aligned to our constitutional values, our constitutional principles, and the directive principles of our constitution, and a process is being followed. While a process is being followed to build consensus, here are some people in the opposition, because they want to polarize the electorate, because they want to create fear among the minorities, especially the Muslim communities, are creating false narration that certain things are being pushed into the population, which is wrong.
Okay. All right. Let me bring in Flavia Agnes, who's now joined us on the broadcast. Flavia, thank you so much for joining us. Very good evening to you. You are of the view that after the 21st Law Commission had, in fact, submitted its report, the government has failed to implement any of those observations that have been made as far as UCC is concerned.
Yes.
Do you feel so? Yeah, Flavia.
So what's your question?
So I wanted to understand what the claim that Anil Antony is making, that the government is seeking to build consensus through the 22nd Law Commission panel by seeking views of all the people, the stakeholders who matter. Do you think this is a feasible idea right now with the announcement that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has made, considering you claim that there have been no following of the recommendation the earlier Law Commission that has made?
Yeah, the idea is that 2018, the report that was brought out by the 21st Law Commission clearly marked out one basic principle, that we should weed out discrimination. Nobody should be discriminated against. So instead of a uniform civil code, they said reform in personal laws, and wherever there is discrimination, gender-based discrimination, we will work towards taking it out, weeding it out. So this was agreeable to everybody. There was no opposition to this at all. But the government did not heed to this. Government did not do anything. And now they have come out with, let's have your opinion. What do you think? Now, that opinion is fine, that you can ask people to give their opinion. But it seems that the government has made up its mind, particularly in the context of the Prime Minister's yesterday's announcement that we are going ahead with a uniform civil code. Now that is very scary, because that is an imposition. That is not taking views. And drafts are already ready. And they want to introduce it in Uttaranchal and other places. So now what is going to happen? Now we have not seen a draft. Nobody has seen a draft. What does it contain? Does it only talk about age of marriage, prohibited degrees? There's so many things. HUF property, the marriage procedure, the divorce procedure. There are lots of things that are there. Property inheritance, adoption, etc., etc. So if there is no draft, how do we respond to it? We are struggling very hard to send our responses, but this is where we are stuck. What do we agree and what do we disagree?
Okay. Anil, would you